So you want to know why this is an absolute scam company? Apparently this film is $50,000 in goddamn debt. Like, what? How do you put that much money into marketing? Hi, this is Shadowscape Pictures. My name is Philip Wilson, and this is why you gotta be very careful about film distribution companies. Now, in 2018, I finished my second feature film called Bagman. This was a film that a lot of people put a lot of time and effort into creating. It wasn't until then, roughly, I got an email and phone call from Jeremy Lunt from Adler and Associates Entertainment. Now, this guy would talk me up like Bagman was the best shit since sliced bread, but clearly it wasn't, because when I went through the festival circuit, pretty well got rejected by almost every single festival. So now, before I go into the video a little bit more, I just want to clarify, in 2018, I didn't know too much about film distribution, and I was a pretty naive person back then. I didn't know Film Hub really existed, where you can put your favorite home movies on Tubi, essentially. Also during that time, there was a man named Michael Horn who also had issues with Adler and Cuck Associates. Cuck Associates. There's a documentary on YouTube, and it's called Deception on Demand. It's an awesome documentary of Adler and Cuck Associates. He goes in a lot more depth than I will. It's an awesome video, and I think a lot of indie filmmakers should actually go and watch that, because there are lots of film distribution companies that are pretty goddamn scummy. So I think everyone should watch that video, especially if you're new to filmmaking and everything, because he just deep dives into essentially an absolute crap company, an absolute shit company. Like, Adler and Cuck Associates is the goddamn worst, and I wish I knew that, but I'm thankful that I learned so much from it. So in 2018, Jeremy Lunt helped me set up the film Bagman to get distributed through Adler and Cuck Associates. And so I got the film copyrighted, I got the script copyrighted, I did all those types of things that no one really wants to do, but they have to do it. During that time, Michael Horn's emails would show up saying that this company was the absolute scum of the goddamn earth. I didn't realize too much because I didn't really know what was happening. Now, I did do a lot of research about Adler and Cuck Associates Entertainment. There wasn't a ton of information on them, essentially, and they did have lots of like good reviews, very little negative reviews at that time. But obviously they have a lot more negative reviews now. So from speculation, I think they created a lot of Gmail accounts and gave themselves really good reviews. And I think that's absolute scum. Like, why would you even do that? Like, why? To make yourself look that good, even though you're absolutely like scamming filmmakers? Like, do you really think that's a great idea? I guess it would be if you're a scam artist, like these people. Mary Adler, Mark Belasco, and Jeremy Lunt. And whoever's associated with them now, because I don't really know who's associated with them. But all I know is it's Adler and Cuck Associates. The cucks of the cucks. You got Mary Adler, and then the two cucks, Mark Belasco and Jeremy Lunt. Those are the cucks. During that time with Michael Horn, I did shoot him like a few emails, but essentially I already signed the whole deal with Adler and Cuck Associates Entertainment, and that's just the way it worked. I didn't know too much about everything. I honestly wish I got a lawyer to actually look at the whole contract and everything, but I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and they got me. They scammed the shit out of me. And I want to say, don't feel sorry for me, because this is all about learning. Filmmaking is all about learning, and I want people to learn from my mistakes and other mistakes. Like, we all make mistakes. This is filmmaking. This is life. Like, everything we do is all about learning. So you might as well learn from others that made stupid mistakes. Like, I wish I knew Film Hub existed back then, but hey, what the hell do I know? So me and Michael Horn were trying to figure out how I could get out of the deal, and he tried to tell me a few things of like what he did and how he got out of the deal for himself. And ultimately I couldn't get out of this bogus crap deal, and I said, screw it, let's put the film on Amazon Prime. I put it on YouTube for free, and from there I made about $100 on Amazon Prime, which, to be honest, isn't a hell of a lot. I think that's the only money I made from the movie. So then Adler and Cook Associates found out. They gave me a copyright strike on YouTube on this channel. And then I got an email from Mark Belasco with a cease and desist. Then they also sent a cease and desist of copyright infringement, all this crap, to Amazon Prime. And they basically took the film down, and that was pretty well it. Cease and desists are pretty well garbage anyway, so especially from a company like this. And Mark Belasco's a failed actor anyway, so he couldn't become an actor, so he decided to stoop down to really low levels and become an absolute scam artist. So now the two cucks, Jeremy Lunt and Mark Belasco, work for the supreme leader, Mary Adler, who on IMDb you can't even see her goddamn face because she hides it through AI and filters, of course, because she's probably so goddamn ugly that she has to hide her face with AI. That's pretty sad. And that's pretty pathetic. At least Jeremy and Mark at least show pictures of themselves, but Mary, nah, she's gotta fake everything because she didn't age like fine wine. She aged like goddamn milk. And these two cucks love sucking her goddamn feet. Little did they know I did have an ownership agreement with my mom, and I actually sent that to them saying that my mom owned 51% of the Bagman movie, and they did not like that at all. They lost their fucking bananas. Like, actually lost their goddamn bananas. It was wild. I don't know how many times they called my mom and trying to, like, get a hold of her and stuff. And she said, no, I'm not answering that. I don't want to talk to those disgusting ass people. And she didn't. She never talked to them. But after that, I didn't really know what else to do with the movie, so I kind of just left it. We moved on. And yeah, I just lost all the money that I could have been making off this film through Film Hub or anything like that. Even though I did sign on behalf of like my mom for owning the film, I've still become somewhat liable anyway. But to be honest, it's a $30,000 movie. It's not really a whole lot of money, to be honest. And these people went absolutely bonkers on $30,000 little films. So it's kind of wild to say, but yeah, it's kind of crazy that they would go so hostile over such low budget movies. Now, they do all their business in LA. They probably live in a goddamn shack because honestly, the only things I've seen about this place is like a goddamn little like it looks like a goddamn outhouse at this point. But yeah, it's pretty tiny. It's probably pretty small. They probably run it out of their goddamn mom's basement. They all probably live together. They probably take turns getting fucking pegged by Mary Adler. I later did contact the Better Business Bureau, but ultimately they didn't really do anything besides telling me to contact the district attorney of fucking California. And I'm like, yo, I'm in Canada. I doubt they're gonna even give a shit about a little poop $30,000 little movie. I told them that this company was an absolute scam, and this was something Michael Horn told me to do, and they did not help me at all. If you don't really have any power, they don't really give a shit. So Better Business Bureau ain't that great. They're not doing anything that's for the better of businesses. We know that you're a scam company, but continue running, do your thing, and that's okay. So, I don't know. This whole world is just full of crap. So you want to know why this is an absolute scam company? Apparently this film is $50,000 in goddamn debt. Like, what? How do you put that much money into marketing? Where are you putting this money into marketing? For a $30,000 movie? I would never put that much money unless it was like, I don't know, something like El Mariachi or something, which clearly I think Sony did. So they put a ton of money into that movie at that time. But a film that's like a Z film on a Z scale, like, yo, this is like, it's like a film down at the bottom of the gutter. And they were like, yo, let's put 50 grand into marketing. Does that make sense? Would you put 50 grand into marketing for a $30,000 movie? Probably not. Because I think I spent about, I don't know. I think it was roughly around like $3,000 for festivals, which I consider that marketing. $50,000 in debt over the last, what is it, 4 years or so? I think it goes up to, yeah, I would say roughly like 4 years, 4 or 5 years, roughly. And with that marketing, they can't show me anything. They can't even create a goddamn freaking receipt. Not even a fake one. I even emailed them and asked them to give me like a receipt for marketing, and I'm left with no response. Zero response. So the company I signed a deal with doesn't even respond to me. Like, what is this? Like, this is an absolute joke. So essentially what they do is they will tack on all these costs and say, you owe us money, even though they have no receipts for any of it. It's all complete bogus. It's all a big scam. That's what this is. Just one giant scam, so that you never make any money off this film. I think it was roughly, so in the last like 3-4 years or whatever, it made $3,000. This movie made $3,000. It's a $30,000 movie and made $3,000. But yeah, they'll continuously create bogus marketing costs so that you'll always be in debt in your film, which is absolutely wild. Like, no one is saying anything. Nobody is talking about this at all. Like, literally nobody. To be honest, I never really looked up too many videos about film distribution, like who's scummy and who isn't, but I'm pretty sure Michael Horn is like one of the only guys that ever actually talked about Adler and Cuck Associates. That's what they do. They create bogus marketing, recoupable expenses. Like, what is this? Why are you spending $12,000 in Q4 of 2023? What are you spending the money on? Clearly the film is not making any money, but you're like, yeah, let's just put $12,000 into this. Does that make any sense? It's gotta be that, money laundering. We don't know if they're probably into money laundering too. That's probably what they're into. So, and they clearly have somewhat of connections, because in order to pull this off, you have to be pretty good scam artists. I'm surprised they're not brown, but they're white. For any filmmakers that are actually a part of this and signed a deal with Adler and Cuck Associates, yeah, these people are scum of the goddamn earth. Like, a delivery fee of $7,000. What are you talking about? An audit fee. Bro, you can put your film on Amazon Prime for like nothing. You can put your film on FilmHub for like nothing. FilmHub just takes a fee and that's it. They make sure their film's good. That's why you can have your favorite home movies on Tubi. There's no $7,000 you're paying up front. There's none of this crap. It's unbelievable what they did. And what they've done to any other filmmakers. This is crazy. No one is talking about this. I finally wanted to say something after so many years, because, you know, it really hit me hard and I felt like an absolute failure. And, you know, I was just so bummed about that I lost this film for 10 goddamn years. So, and to be honest, it's not that good of a movie, but I'd rather give it to the people for free, for nothing, so that they could just go watch it. Well, you can do that on Tubi. It's on goddamn Tubi. So it's my favorite home movie, clearly. So there was also a guy that sued Adler and Cuck Associates, but I didn't really hear anything from that. So I don't really know what happened about that. I think one guy also wanted to make a documentary about it, but he never did. So I guess that's why I'm making this video, to help stop people from ever working with Adler and Cuck Associates ever. So I did a little bit more digging. There has been a lot more bad reviews, especially on Reddit. There's clearly some name on Reddit that I was like a little bit suspicious about, because clearly they're really propping up Adler and Cuck Associates. Why would you ever give them glowing reviews? It's like, hey, here's $50,000 in marketing. That's absolute crap, but your film's out there, I guess. I'm not sponsoring this video or anything like that. I think FilmHub overall has been a lot better than most distribution companies for film anyway. So, especially on their very like low end indie scene. So, especially if you're not like a big hit or anything. To give a glowing review to this company is you gotta be absolute delulu. Like, you gotta be absolute, like, off the rockers. To, like, not make any money off your movie is wild. So I basically lost, like, what I could have made roughly is like $5 grand Canadian. Gone. Made $100. $100 Canadian I made off this movie, which is better than nothing. You know, all in all, I'm very thankful this happened to me. I learned a lot from this, and it made me realize that film distribution companies, a lot of times, are really like scum of the goddamn earth. There's very few companies that are probably like really, really good. And I would just be cautious of any distribution company, honestly, because you don't really know if they're gonna scam the shit out of you. If you are a new filmmaker or whatever, I'd be very cautious. But yeah, Film Hub seems like the place to go. So especially for low-end movies, so I would definitely go there. I will also say, like, Adler and Koch Associates care so much about their reputation. They'll say some passive-aggressive crap, especially on their Google reviews and stuff. But yeah, Mary Adler, not somebody you want to work with, although she is the supreme Koch leader of Jeremy and Mark Belasco. They probably work together still because that's the only thing they can do is scam people. Congratulations, you scam people. I hope you feel great about yourself. Don't feel sorry for me. I don't want anyone to actually feel sorry for me. I just want to say I'm glad I put this video out there finally. And it was something I was debating on whether to put out or not to put out. And I said, you know what? Screw it. I think people deserve to know that these people are absolute scam artists and they don't deserve any money, honestly. I'm pretty sure it's slowed down because of Film Hub, but yeah, anyone signing on to their company, no go, don't do it. They will scam the crap out of you. And to be honest, the people who, I don't know who makes the damn trailers at Adler and Associates, absolute worst. I could make better trailers in my goddamn sleep. Absolute travesty of goddamn trailers. Like, whoever is doing the marketing for you guys, fire them. I'm sure you've got lots of money from scamming everybody. And you know what? I'm thankful for the experience. I'm thankful for them. And I'm thankful for probably Mary, Pegan, Jeremy, and Mark Belasco in the ass. So that's probably what's happening too. They probably all live together in their mom's basement, all three of them. And Mary Adler's pegging goddamn Jeremy Lent in the butt, and they're pegging Mark Belasco in the butt, and they're all circle jerking each other because Mary Adler probably has a cock. She's got the biggest cock and balls at Adler and Koch Associates Entertainment.
Giggity, 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 ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bing, bang, ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bing, bang, giggity, 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 ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah.
But yeah, they're well-known scam artists in LA now, so I don't know how they get into any, like, film marketing stuff and all that stuff, because, like, unbelievable. 50 grand! 50 grand in marketing for a $30,000 budget movie. Why? What is wrong with you? That doesn't even make business sense. Make it make sense. Doesn't make any sense. But yeah, these three clowns, Mary Adler, Jeremy Lund, and Mark Belasco, and whoever's associated with them, are absolute scum of the goddamn earth. Scam artists at its finest. I'm just gonna end it there because there's not much else to say. Well, I will say, thank you, Koch Associates. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys go watch Michael Horn's Deception on Demand. I'll leave a link in the description. I might leave a link somewhere. Who knows where it is. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for another video because I'm going to make another goddamn video about some other goddamn thing. So, like, comment, and subscribe, boy. Peace out.